Hello, I am Noir, better known as the President Noir, and this is Super Metroid Randomizer. I previously ran for GDQ during the Juneteenth event for 2024, so pretty excited about the possibility of running it back and doing something new. Been doing this randomizer now for about 6 months, and it's a very fun run. It allows viewers to see pretty much the entirety of the game without seeing it in the normal vanilla process that you're used to. So yeah, should be a good time. I'm going to do a quick little controller setting check, make sure everything is good. It does look like everything is in order, even though I just changed it a little bit. All right, and moonwalk is on. All right, perfect. So I will walk through each of the steps as I am looking at the map and trying to determine where we are going to go. And the ultimate goal of the randomizer is to locate the final boss, which is Mother Brain. There are a lot of settings that you can apply to this randomizer. This setting is designed to make sure that the run can be done in as quick of a possibility, try to make sure we don't go too far in the marathon. So this run should be at a maximum about an hour and a half. Sometimes we can get this around the hour mark, generally somewhere around an hour 15 is where you'll see us stand. We will have Varia, Charge Beam, and X-Ray in the beginning, and I will explain why when we get started, which we're about to get started right now. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is check the room to the left, because the first room is pretty much guaranteed to always be available. Doesn't necessarily mean that there's gonna be something in here for us, but in this particular case, this room definitely has an item. It's Space Jump, which is nice, because that means we will not be on the lookout for High Jump and some other things. Also, we got another item here, which is Super Missile. Fantastic. So now both pink, or we should say purple doors, and green doors will be available to us. Anything that would have required a regular missile or a super missile. Now, I said earlier that we started off with Varia, X-Ray, and Charge Beam. I decided to start off with Charge Beam because that is one of the key things that is necessary in order to complete the run. And I don't want to do a run that ends up having Charge Beam be like one of the last items, or like very difficult to get, because that can extend the randomizer time. Also, I chose Varia because Varia suit is what allows you to go into areas that are currently heated, or I always say they're on fire, but I do that to basically bring the difficulty of the randomizer down just a bit. Sometimes the randomizer will expect you to go through an area that is heated without the Varia suit, and while that's entirely possible, it does sometimes require you to go through it about like 3 or 4 times to kind of figure out exactly how to go through that. And now, don't necessarily run into that situation. Like this room, for instance, right? would be one that we could go through without the suit, but it will require maybe 1 or 2 runs if we don't get it right the first time. And then the reason I chose X-Ray is because X-Ray is the most useless item in the entire game when you know where everything is. And so basically chose X-Ray so that the game does not try to hide it amongst all of the other items, and that way we don't spend any time looking for something that won't have any benefit to us. So we are currently kind of without an objective, other than I see the map up there and I want to grab that map. This doesn't necessarily feel like in fact, it's not where we need to go, because we don't have Morph Ball yet. It's kind of like the base of a lot of progression. So we're going to look for that first, while also kind of slowly progressing toward the map tile, which is in the top right corner of the map over here. So hopefully along the way we will either find Morph Ball or we will find necessary progression. Now this is great. I do like this area because there's plenty of things plus a guaranteed item to the right, which is an E-Tank. Great. The only other problem though is that we need a power bomb in order to be able to get above where we are. All right, we don't have speed booster. Now there is a speed run trick that I could do to get past that area, but I don't think that the randomizer is actually expecting that. And so if you ever watch people run these randomizers, sometimes you'll hear them say something is either in logic or it's not in logic. And what that means is whether or not the randomizer is kind of expecting you to take that action as a next step. And I don't think that doing the it's called the mock ball trick is exactly what we needed to do. So I don't want to get too far out of logic because sometimes that can make a simple speed run or a simple randomizer turn into a more difficult one. Ooh, ice is good. Only problem here is that I can't get it without, I think I can. Hold on, let's see. I was gonna say, I don't think it's gonna let me. All right, so we know ice is there. We absolutely want ice. Ice isn't a necessary item to complete it, but it is one that makes the game a lot easier, specifically when we get to the mother brain fight. Excuse me. So I'm gonna keep looking around. Again, primarily I would like Morph Ball. We're gonna need Morph Ball, even if we find like Bomb and Power Bomb and all those things, we still need a way to actually utilize that, and you can't do that unless you're in Morph. All right, we got a couple things we could still check in criteria, so I don't think we're gonna go to Brinstar. I'm just deciding on whether or not to reload or not would be faster, and I think it's just faster to go back because we've traveled quite a bit actually without a save room. I'm gonna go back up here now. Go ahead and get you out of the way. No need to take any extra damage. And I think we're gonna check out some of the area that I kind of bypassed up here. Kind of anticipating that perhaps we were not ready to make that travel just yet. But I think now is the time. The first kind of trip we were taking was to the right to go for the map. We see now map is just not available for us. And I think I want to see what's over here. So we're going to try this trick. Oh, wait. Never mind. We can't do that trick yet. All right, let's back it up. Let's back it up and not do that trick, actually. Not yet, not yet, not yet. All right, let's roll back down. And let's check the item to... You know what, actually, hold on. Let's go all the way back. Yeah, let's reload. Let's do that for a second. Okay, so our options are Brinstar at the bottom. We've got one thing that we did not check over this way. I suppose we should probably let's check that real quick. Like, all right, now we go on that. Alright, so I'm gonna do a quick little spin jump up here. We're still kind of limited with this area until we find Morph Ball. Okay. Fine. As long as we don't hit any enemies, because we only have half. So normally in the vanilla playthrough of the game, the armor that you receive, Varia and Gravity, give you, you know, resistance against lava as well as some ability to move underwater. The defense that you would get with this game changes in the randomizer. So if you were to receive like gravity suit early in the regular game, you would get the full protection of the gravity suit. Here though, oh, we're gonna need a third super missile in order to get through that. Okay, all right, so what I'm gonna have to do is reload, but when we come to this area, I'm gonna have to farm for that third missile, just to make sure that I have the ability to get through that area, because again, without Morph Ball, we can't really get through some of the crevices that we are normally able to do. And so for here, we're gonna have to clear that entire super missile area that you just saw out. The good thing about that area before it though is that there are some crabs, or I don't know what you want to call those things. They're kind of like crab-like creatures, but they pretty much guarantee super missiles. So we should be able to farm those and get the two that we're looking for. Oh, there's one. See, they're kind of crab-like. Not necessarily crabs, but close enough. Close enough for me. So now we have enough to clear out this area. All right. We do have a door to the left. We should probably, while I have the ammunition, check and look. Oh, all right, well, we'll be back here whenever we get either screw attack or some power bombs, because that's going to be a little difficult to get through. All right, this area has quite a few doors to check, so always a good spot where you can get to kind of what I call like these spider web areas where there's multiple opportunities for you. Hopefully there's something good at the end of this hallway. If you look at the top right corner of the map, you can always see, and there's Morph Ball. Great. Okay, that opens up a lot of opportunities for us. There's going to be an item down here. This is also a completely different area. So what I like to try to do is not to shoehorn myself out of progression by, you know, going into too many areas and having not fully explored another. The fact that we have Morph Ball means there's a lot of things that we just left in the previous area we could check. I'm gonna peek these doors though, because I want to see, all right, so that requires gravity suit. I want to see what type of progression is necessary in this area before we kind of commit to going backwards. All right, there is something that we can get here. Since we have space jump, we'll be able to get across it. Morph Ball and bomb. Oh, this was actually really good to grab. All right, so now we have the basics of travel. We have missiles, we have bombs. The only thing we can't access right now is anything that requires speed booster. Well, of course, anything that required power bombs too, we'd be locked out of currently, but we definitely can progress in the area that we came from. That being said, it looks like everything else is either going to be a gravity area or otherwise something we just don't have the ability to look into right now. So, oops, we're gonna go back where we came and we'll continue our journey. And that's pretty much like how this randomizer goes. Like sometimes everything is within an area before you move forward. Other times you have to kind of like, you have to creep into one of the areas you just came from. Now you'll see how much easier, actually, hold on, before I do that, what was my issue over here? Bombs, okay. So I can do those regular bombs, but I want to go back first. So earlier you saw I needed 3 missiles to get through here. Now with Morph Ball, I only need that one. I just need space to be able to get through there, which is grand. All right, let's grab life. These usually pretty much guarantee to give you power bombs if you have at least 5 to begin with. They double as a nice little farming area. We're gonna go ahead and drop. Oh, never mind. I gotta get some missiles. These spikes are only safe because they're not currently activated. So there's a boss called Phantom that you have to fight. You don't have to fight in the randomizer, but sometimes you find yourself in a situation where there's certain rooms that are inactive that you need Phantom to activate. This is fine. Obviously, we like an active spike, so I'm not necessarily complaining about that at all. But there might be another scenario in the future where I need to rethink that and locate Phantom. Hopefully not, though. It would be nice to have a run that does not require Phantom. All right, so now we can grab Ice Beam, which is also going to make things easier because one, as you can see, enemies get frozen, which makes traveling through rooms easier, but also there's a pretty significant skip the end boss called the Zebetite skip, and I think it's possible without ice, but I only know how to do it with the Ice Beam, so that's going to make Mother Brain much easier for me. Okay, let's check. Let's do a post check on this area to the right. Also, a save room would be lovely. You know, you may have noticed, reloading is possible in this game, but if you reload, all the progress that you made previously is gone. You get to retain map progress, so you do get to still see what you had previously seen in the map, but you would have to then regain all the items that you had previously gained. No way for me to get. Hold on. I almost told a story. All right, so power bombs. So now any area that was locked behind power bomb progression, i.e. the area that we came from, is now available to us. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage here. Get back. Okay. A couple more things we can check. Unfortunately, there's a hallway above me, but that hallway is not checkable because I cannot do a gate glitch in that direction. I think what I want to do, out of an abundance of safety, is head back in this direction and get a save in on the ship. Something you will see happen quite often in Randomizer is safety saves, and it's a very necessary evil because yeah, there's been a lot that we've done. We'd have to basically redo all of that without this save. All right, since I am here, let's peek the top left area. There's a secret little cave over here, and normally you would need to speed booster to kind of get up. Well, actually, you never really have to speed boost to get up here, but it's kind of the common way to do it. Here, though, we got space jump, so we're just gonna drop that power bomb right there. And let's see what we got over here. All right, so this would require gravity suit. Good to know. There is an item there, right? There is an item I know for sure that exists in this room. Don't know what that item is. We can reload here. Save ourselves a little bit of time and ammo. But yeah, there's going to be an item there. We'll think about coming back there. Right now, though, I think it's that elevator. Ignore that. That is clearly from my stream. But we're going to check this area up top and see if we can make some progression up this elevator and hopefully find some more progression items. So there's what's called major items and then ammunition, right? So you got regular missiles, you got power missiles, regular missiles, super missiles, and power bombs. All of which, have their necessary spots as far as progression is concerned. But then you also have items like high jump boots and space jump that you see me using now, screw attack, plasma beam. All of these are called major progression items. And these major progression items are kind of like key in getting forward to the next area. We have power bombs, so we can check the rest of that area, but I was considering peeking this area. Actually, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I keep thinking I want to break potential logic here, but I think it's best to just kind of stay the course as of right now. I do want to grab this E-Tank though. As far as E-Tanks are concerned, so when we fight Mother Brain, right, there's a few key things that are necessary to complete the game. One I talked about earlier, which is Charge Beam, and we gave ourselves Charge Beam to start the game. The other thing, though, is that once you have defeated, quote-unquote, defeated Mother Brain, there's an attack that Mother Brain does called the Rainbow Beam, and the Rainbow Beam does guaranteed damage to you. Now, if we were to not find the gravity suit for the remainder of this run, then we would lose 600 energy when Rainbow Beam goes off, meaning we would need 6 E-Tanks in order to survive that. If you do not have it, you cannot complete the game. This is also true of the vanilla game as well. You do have to have a certain amount of energy before you are able to complete the game. Now, if we have Varia and Gravity, which is, you know, what we're aiming for, then we only need 3. It effectively cuts the damage that Rainbow Beam does in half. So I'm absolutely going to be on the lookout for Gravity. I mean, for multiple reasons besides surviving. Also, ooh, Wave Beam, that's great. Worth going to save. Beyond needing Gravity to cut the damage in half, also, you know, there's a lot of water areas that we need to be able to progress as well. So yeah, Gravity is kind of on the hit list, so to speak. Now, normally I'm looking for doors that go to the right. Doors to the right kind of outnumber areas that open up to the left and provide you with items. And because of the way the randomizer is set up, any room that leads to a door leads out of it the same way it would in vanilla behavior. So for instance, I'm going into the room to the right, this would always be the way you would normally enter this room. There's also an entrance over here that leads up. And there's going to be a room, right, that leads down. This is not the room that you would normally see, obviously, but there's a different room, which will be spawn spore in the vanilla game, which you could go back down. So the point being, once you have like familiarity with the vanilla game and how doors work, you kind of get an idea of like what the possibility could be for a particular area that you're looking at, which allows you to kind of navigate the map a little bit. Speaking of the map, map is going to be this way. Okay, so map is going to be that way, but that's past a area that requires speed booster, which you currently don't have. Interesting. That is interesting, because I would have expected, if that was the case, the speed booster to have popped up by now. All right, so the room that I kind of like went into and back out of, we can go through here. We have ice, which freezes the metal. Hold on, let's try that again. All right, hold on, we're gonna possibly die here. Let's see if we took damage. Okay, we didn't. I'm gonna grab just a little bit of extra because we not bad off right now. All right, so what I want is to get in here and get a shot off on the Metroid immediately, and then we can super missile it and kill it. We're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna lure you to the right. It kind of follows you along the walls. We can come over here. Get that kill. Same thing with you. And nope, that's all of them. The great thing about this randomizer is that Metroids are considered an item or an enemy that are permanently dead, not something that exists in a real game. So if you kill them, oh god, if you kill them, They're gone forever. All right, so you probably recognize my distress here. This is called the baby Metroid room. That's baby. Say hello to the baby. The problem with the baby Metroid room is that this is only supposed to happen once in vanilla, right? The baby grabs you, it grabs you, and it drains you of all of your energy, and then it runs off, right? And then at a later point in the game, the baby comes to help you. Here, though, that can happen pretty much every single time you come through this room in that direction. Ooh, I was almost dead just then. So yeah, once you're done with the baby Metroid room, then you have to very quickly find some energy or some source of replenishment. That can even be an additional E-tank if one is nearby. But yeah, it's always stressful when you have to go through that room in Randomizer. All right, so we're gonna go down first, just simply because I know okay. All right, so that would have required gravity to get back up. Luckily, we still had enough ability to climb, but I know that is the tube room, which I am not ready to try to investigate. I have power bombs, yes, but I don't have gravity suit, and traveling amongst water is problematic. Okay, there's an item here. If we are lucky, we don't get hit, and we did. No, but if we're lucky, this is gravity suit, which would then alleviate a lot of pain. It's not. It's just missiles. Lovely. That's fantastic. It is okay, right? We do need missiles. In fact, I would be looking for about 30 missiles total before I go and fight Mother Brain. So it's not completely useless to me, but just not what I was looking for in the moment. All right, let's see. So we've got a couple things we can still do. Obviously, we can climb down. We could also burn the bomb, kill the tube that I was speaking of earlier, and travel through that area. I don't know that is what is required, but I do see what appears to be some connectivity. The good thing about this is we just saved, so we can experiment a little bit. I'm going to do a little trick called Moonfall, which makes us fall at an extreme rate. That would have taken much longer without it. No, it didn't seem like much in this area, but trust me, we just went super fast. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and burn this. And I think, if I read the map correctly, there's some connectivity here in the previous area that I was in. Oh, that's okay. So I wasn't wrong. The problem, though, is that's not a boss I am prepared to fight. I don't think. You know, we're gonna reload anyway. Let's give this a quick shot. Maybe we sneak off a victory here, but yeah, this probably won't work in our favor, but it'd be nice. All right. It was worth a few seconds of giving it a shot, because maybe then we take a shortcut that they aren't expecting. All right, so we're going to have to go all the way back. It's fine. Just not what I wanted to do. Missed the moonfall here, so you can see how much longer the fall took compared to last time. Save some ammunition here, hoping that we get some energy off them, but actually they decided not to give us the energy farm. Now, this is baby room, but you'll see this time, because I'm entering from the left, it doesn't trigger in the system what allows the baby to actually come out and cause you. Oh no, wait, we can't do this. Okay. All right, let's peek one more thing. Now, the good thing about this randomizer is it has an ability to kind of do what's called rolling saves, right? So you may notice I'm reloading without resetting the game. And the reason that's possible is actually built into the randomizer. It seeks a save that you already had and basically sends you to the last save, and if you do it twice, it'll roll back even further to a save before that. So it just allows you to really quickly navigate between saves if what you did, which is what looks like what I've done, is gone down a one-way I can't return from. But we're gonna see what's over here. Ooh, speed booster. Okay, hold on. So, if I am not mistaken, I think we have saved ourselves. I think we're good. Because now I can just bomb this little area and we can return back to where we were trying to go. So luckily, not only did we find the thing, right? This is why I kept looking in this area like I want to peek, because I knew there was going to be something over here. Finding speed booster there is a lovely moment, and we're going to go save that. And then we're going to take a look at the map and see now what can we do that we previously could not do. We are still very much looking for gravity suit. There are quite a few areas that we've passed by now that need gravity suit. We've got, oh, this hallway right to, yeah, exactly what I'm looking for. Perfect. So I'm gonna slide over here real quick, let you do your thing. All right, so this hallway requires speed booster because you have to break those blocks using it. Might as well burn that. Wasn't trying to, but it's okay. All right, so now, normally speed run would be by rolling down this ground, but without gravity, you are basically stuck. So we kind of gotta do what I never have to do, just shoot all these enemies. On the other hand, though, it does make for a little farm moment. By farm, I just simply mean getting all of my items back I've lost. All right. Now, if we are lucky, and it looks like we are, we will have direct access to the map. Not only that, but okay, for a second I thought it was another room. Now this room can trip people up. It seems like you're stuck here, but you're not. You have to wait for the water to come all the way down, and then you can jump out of it successfully. Otherwise, it does kind of feel like you're stuck. All right, there's no more items of progression and criteria. There are plenty of E-tanks, but there's also going to be E-tanks as we go along. I feel like we leave now. We leave criteria, and it's time to go to Brinstar. Great. All right, so we are making good progress. We spent longer here than I would have liked. I like to generally spend about 20 minutes per area in case you have to see all of them, but in this case we got quite a few things that we actually need, so I don't feel bad about it. I feel like this was a solid 30 minutes spent. Let's not take too much unnecessary damage here. Now if I had screw attack, I would just flip through this entire area because you get to kill everything in one hit. But here, it's fine. That right there, I was gonna say, the main reason I don't just flip over everything is because those things pop up. Everything else we'd be able to flip over with relative ease. But all right, we're gonna head down this elevator, and still kind of concerned. You know, obviously we see gravity is not here, so I'm at least breathing a sigh of relief on that, but I'm concerned about how much of Brinstar I'm gonna have to traverse suitless or without gravity. Which, by the way, if you were wondering how do I know it's Brinstar, all of the places are labeled by the first letter of their name, so that B is very much for Brinstar. All right, let's get down this elevator. Primary things I need at this point, right? So I'm just thinking ahead, like, what do we need to finish this game? We need about 25 missiles, which means we're looking for about 5 more missile packs. More super missiles would be nice, but not entirely necessary. More so than super missiles, I'd like to find plasma beam. If you can find plasma beam, then I do not care about those super missiles at all. Plasma beam will help us complete this game with relative ease. So we are going to, I'm trying to think, should I, going gauntlet isn't really necessary here. We don't have gravity, so I can't check the water area. I don't know. That kind of means I probably need to check to the left. Just looking at what we have available right now. Let's do it. Four bombs will do it. So this area, it's not great. It's not great, I'll tell you that. All right, so acid is constantly rising and falling, and what we need to do is a power bomb right there. Also trying to avoid grabby hands, as you can see. I'm sure you can ascertain that would be not good. But while that's happening, yes, the acid continues to be a problem. Now the good thing is, well, the good thing should have been that I had space jump so I could keep myself afloat, but apparently today is not the day where that works in my favor. All right, let's see what we got to the left here. Ooh, a grand old 5 missiles. Definitely, absolutely not worth my time. Plus, I am not necessarily stuck. I'm not stuck. I'm gonna reload anyway. Because it would be drastically faster just to come back down than it would be trying to get back through that gauntlet, potentially dying and then having to do it anyway. So just gonna reload, we're gonna go back, we're gonna realize those missiles are not worth us, and we're gonna slide on down the elevator and keep it pushing. All right, so now that we know we are not checking the gauntlet room to the left. Sorry, we are not far enough just yet. Let's keep it going. This time, let me make sure I actually do the right one. There we go. Okay, so now we got to figure out where we're going. All right, bottom half is untouched. We do see some doors and we do know some areas. I guess we do have a bomb door that we have not touched yet. So let's peek here. Ooh, a one-way. We know that because of these hazard stripes. They're letting you know you might get stuck here. In fact, let me brain this for a second. Wherever we're going to has an outlet above it, which means we could end up falling. So I should be a little careful on my entry. Don't know. Oh, this room. I'm gonna end up falling anyway because we did not have gravity, and I don't think there's a way for me to get out of here. It is not. It is not. All right, so we learned we are not going through the bomb door. And that's kind of, you know, it's a situation where sometimes you have to be told no. Like you have to peek, you have to touch, and it's like, yep, nope, this is not the button. All right, let's go another way. So now that we know it's not that area, we got just a couple more places that we could end up checking. Hopefully, then, when we get here, we can very, very quickly encounter gravity suits. Let's try this one more time. All right. So let's see here. We have checked pretty much every door to the left. We can now power bomb below our current area, which is going to then send us to, a second area, which, if I am reading the map correctly, I do believe has a guaranteed item in it. And I'm correct. There's an item to the right. Fingers crossed. It is an E-tank. All right, E-tanks work. E-tank work. Now, if we gain gravity, we have, in fact, all of the E-tanks necessary to complete the game. So, not a bad thing. Oh, this led to a different area. I could tell by the transition. Okay, I don't think I want to give up on Meridia just yet. In fact, there's at least 2 more doors that we should look at before we transition over. The good thing though is the room that we're heading into immediately has plenty of doors to check, so not necessarily upset if we need to move forward. Just want to give this area every possible chance to give me what I need. All right, so there's an item up here. Come on, gravity suit. It's another missile. Great. All right, so this would be a one-way if we take this, and my fear then would be not having a return route. I think we have to peek. We kind of have to. And then I can reload if it's, if it's no good, but I kind of have to know what's over here. Now, what I wasn't expecting is this. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the area that we would end up going to would lead up and then back to the water area that we were getting stuck at. But instead, it has led downward, which is piquing curiosity. Now, of course, we see left also requires gravity suit. This has 2 rooms. Door number 1 is a save. We'll take just in case. Just in case we're safe here. If I need to, like I said, I can always roll back to the previous save, so I'm not necessarily stuck. All right, and this is just ammo replenishing. Also, breaking from vanilla behavior for this randomizer, if you replenish weapons here, you replenish everything, whereas that would normally only give you missiles. This gives you missiles and super missiles and power bombs. All right, we are not gonna be, I don't think, let's try. Don't think we can get here. And what this is kind of starting to tell me is that I may have, there's no way I could have skipped gravity at this point. I don't think I missed anything. We've only been to 2 biomes, and I can't really recall where there would have been an area where it could have been before now, but I digress. Gravity? Oh, E-Tank. That's heartbreaking too, because now that means I really can't carry this back with me where I'm trying to go. Well, that stinks. I guess that means, well, you know what? Hold on. There's at least one more thing that I could do that I didn't do properly the first time. So let's check that. All right, so what we're gonna do, there was a room where I was like, oh, I have to worry because I'm gonna get dragged into the sand, and that pretty much happened immediately. Since I have space jump, it's possible that I might be able to space jump past that. The problem is that there's a sandfall right there, and I'm pretty sure that sandfall drags you into it anyway. But again, we have to check it. If that is not possible, then we will continue forward to the next area, which will be Meridian. All right, so luckily this is going to be a relatively quick check. We just need to go down here. There's also, I suppose there is also Gauntlet above me, right? That I have skipped over, but it's just missiles. So we can bypass that. It's fine. All right, we're gonna bomb here. And then we are going to do our best to jump. Don't get me. Okay, so, but here's what I learned. It is possible, but I've got to be very, very fast. I've got to be very fast about that. So we are going to have a super missile locked and loaded. We're gonna have to take that super missile as we super jump, shoot it, and get into the door all at the same time. And if it sounds like some James Bond, Fast and Furious action movie stuff, it's because it is. And sometimes this randomizer is very mean and asks you to do things like that you would just never have to accomplish in the regular game. But thus is the life of a rando player. All right, let's give it a whirl. It sounds plausible in my head. Again, if it just becomes abundantly clear, like I might give this one more try after this, and it becomes abundantly clear that that's just not the strat, then we move on to the next area. All right, so we're gonna jump. Oh man, so we got the door open. But yeah, I don't think that that's gonna be it. Now that I've seen the difficulty of trying to accomplish my idea, I don't think that is where we're going. So I'm gonna give this map once over just to make sure, you know, my brain has not told the story. There is no progression item here, untouched. That appears to be true. Good. All right, let's head down. And we are going to move into Meridia. And Meridia, ironically enough, is the area in the game where you first learn about the necessity of water and gravity suit. So it would be a little bit of irony if there were in fact gravity suit in Meridia. You know, never say never. Never say never. All right, let's see. Here we just go straight down. We had already grabbed that item, so I can just head all the way down this tower and go into Meridian. So yeah, we are still missing quite a few missiles. Again, gravity suit. So as far as completing the game itself, right? True of vanilla as well, but definitely true of this randomizer. We don't need quote unquote gravity suit, but I can't really do most of these areas without it. So it's in that way a necessary evil. Grab this E-tank. And then we are on our way. Now again, the good thing about this area is this immediately is a location with multiple doors that is available for view. And if we luck out, any of these might be item door. For instance, this is an item. However, no, we're fine. Yeah, here. Kind of overshot that a little bit. Oh God, please. All right, let's back this up. Let them cool off for a second. This one in particular. All right, did that a little too early. So we got to run across here, get a super jump going, and then there's an item at the top of this pathway. It is something we already got. It's something we already got because we were here previously. I just recognized the area. All right, well, you know, a little comedy never hurts. You know, you live and you learn. All right, so let's go back where we were in the first place. But hey, we learned that door has no benefit to us, so we don't have to worry about it. Now, if I'd had a save point that I'd already found in Meridia, I'd just reload it right now. But it's all of 10 seconds to get back here. All right, we're gonna check all of these doors. We'll start with the doors to the right, because again, those generally give me the best chance of an item. All right. Not that we can't do that room, because we can, but that area is going to lead to then something else, and I want to check this spider web of doors first, including the one that's up there. All right, so here's either tower or Crocomire, or this, which we're also not prepared for. Luckily, we got that save beforehand, because I was not going to be able to get back up there. I could have done a crouch jump. That would have just been enough, but again, we are speeding as best possible through this, so. All right, here. Oh, well, as you can hear in my voice, this is not what I want to see. This is more gravity area. All right, so we got gravity to the left, gravity to the right. The only thing I do notice is that is definitely the map room, and it is possible for us to drop and potentially find that. I am going to check the one location that looked like we could actually get through it, though, which was this little flame area to the right. I'm going to apparently take every hit possible along the way. No big deal. We're going to go through here. With ice, we can kind of eliminate all the problems that this room would normally provide. Except for jumping in lava. We don't have full, oh my god, protection against that just yet. Okay, good thing is this particular room has 2 items guaranteed. One is plasma beam, which is a great find, a lovely find. Spring ball, not as much, but also not entirely useless. All right, this could become a one-way, so I gotta be careful about my next choice, but also I don't think I have a choice but to keep going here, because I need gravity suit to show up somewhere. With any luck, it's down here, waiting. All right, just know where I'm going, so I don't need to see these. Okay, well, you know, screw attack is also good. Screw attack now means that pretty much everything that I screw attack into, with the exception of very few enemies, dies in one hit. That doesn't work for bosses, of course, but as far as enemies are concerned, now there are very few things that I'm concerned about. Now, that being stated, we have bombs, so we could return. I do want to check up here, though. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. I want to check up here because it is possible that this is a item room, and I'm pretty sure I've said it enough. You know what I'm hoping for. Oh, okay. Hoping not to die. Start there. Hoping not to pass. Okay. So above me, there is an item, right? That is the structure of this room. It is guaranteed that that is something, and it looks like it's power bombs, if I saw that correctly. Yeah, it's power bombs, so I don't need to stress out about grabbing it. What I am going to do, though, is come over here, and there are some refill areas. These little bugs that, I was about to say, are you coming? So these bugs that kind of constantly spawn, and they allow you to get all of your energy back. And I am going to use this because we are hurt right now. And the last thing I need is to die and then to have to redo a ton of map exploration. Does not sound like a good idea right now. So let's just make sure we get all 3 filled up. I don't necessarily have to go the whole way because, you know, we can always run into another E-tank or some other form of recovery. But I do want to at least be relatively safe. All right. As you can see now, with the exception of things that are frozen, good moment to illustrate that. But yeah, you can just screw attack into anything and it is instantly gone. Here we can do a quick little, now I'm even more glad that I took that time to replenish, because you require energy to do that that speed run. Oh, okay. This is an interesting little scenario of being shown here, of still not having gravity suit at 51 minutes in. Not what I was expecting. But you know, sometimes, as we like to say, seeds are the seed of all time, and this is one of those seeds of all time, for sure. All right, I guess we are heading back this way now. So trying to forward think here. Where am I going to end up doing? There's still a few things to check in this area, so we are not like, we're not at an impasse of like, oh boy, are we stuck for good. But we are running short of opportunity. Oh God, he not die down here though. Sometimes you're moving a little too fast and you get stuck under some spikes. Okay, so we're gonna go here instead. Do what they got for me here. Oh, lovely. 1, 2, this should be 3 and 4, I think, above me. No, this is it for this room. All right. Gravity suit. Gravity suit, we can do it. It's not gravity suit. I'm gonna check the room above first. Or at least peek it. There's a boss. There's not a boss. This is an item, though. This is an item. All right, let's see. We've got power bombs. Not what I need at all. In fact, I no longer have need for power bombs whatsoever. Once you get regular bombs, 5 power bombs gets you everywhere you could possibly want to go. So yeah, if y'all want to give me no power bombs for the remainder of this run, that would be lovely. There we go. Sorry, sometimes the timing is just it's magnificent. All right, so we got save, which is great. Wow. All right, let's see, what are we doing here? I guess we are heading back. Like I was saying, we've got a couple things we could check. Let me, especially since we just got this saved, let's take a quick little peek at the structure of this room above me, because I did notice there was a path untaken, or at least not fully taken. And if we can get back up there. Oh no, okay, so this room above me, that's gonna be a room that you would normally access if you got into what's called the bowling alley. The bowling alley we can't do because we would have to enter into that room after having defeated Phantom, which clearly we have not run into. Now's not the time to panic. We are still making some good time. We've got, for what it's worth, got some really good items. We've got 4 E-tanks. We've already found Plasma Beam. We have 10 super missiles. Let's take this elevator, which we did not do before. We would need to find, again, about 25 more missiles. Actually, you know what? Not necessarily. Depending on how things are structured, when we get to Mother Brain, in fact, I may not need those missiles at all. So one thing you can do in the randomizer that you cannot do in the vanilla game is start the Mother Brain fight from the left side of the room. Mother Brain generally can only be fought. This would be the top half of that room I was just talking about, but again, I cannot actually get in there yet. So yeah, you can start the fight with Mother Brain from the left side of the room by having first broken the glass on the right side. So now that I'm looking at it, here's the entirety of that room, but again, it's inactive Phantom. As long as I have enough to break the glass from the left side or from the right side, I can then start the fight from the left side. So the relevance to that is the Zebetite skip that I was speaking about earlier would allow us to basically have none of the barriers that usually spawn in front of Mother Brain be there. And the relevance to that then is that we can instead use our ammo to go and break the Mother Brain glass directly. Once we've done that, then we can go replenish ourselves and go start the fight from the opposite end, which simplifies things quite a bit. So in that way, maybe we don't need to find other missiles, but it would be obviously very, very helpful if we did. I'm gonna save again here, and then another quick map peek. I'm gonna make an attempt to drop through the gravity area again. Wasn't really anticipating that this type of thing would be what we do. Never know. Never know. All right, so the quick burst. If there's nothing here, then we go to the right. Oh, this is oh wait, no, this is fine. Now I don't know whether the map room is going to be left or right, and since we just saved, I have kind of the space to check either or. Gonna fall down here, hopefully not into more water area, and we did not. In fact, this was probably best case scenario. It's not only is there multiple doors here, but there's also a guaranteed item in this space as well. However, the map will reveal all now. All right, so that item that I was looking for, gonna be either super missiles or power bombs. There are also no other progression items in this area. That's great. That's lovely. All right, I'm going to grab whatever that is, and then that looks like it is the entrance to Turian. You know, if luck besets us, then Turian is where Mother Brain is, and I can start making some decisions about what it is that I need to complete this. But 15 super missiles, granted this is super missiles, it is a really good start, plus plasma beam with ice added. So yeah, I don't know, we might be in the game. We might be in the game. We gotta find the queen and go pay her a visit. I think that is I think I know exactly what that is. That is Croc. That is the boss Crocmire, and we can fight Croc. In fact, not only can we fight Croc, but we could probably defeat Croc fairly easy because we have plasma beam. You are not supposed to have plasma beam when you fight this fight. So the amount of damage that this does, every bit of damage you do forces Croc back, but with plasma beam, it's pretty much a one shot, one kill. So yeah, Croc is dead. I didn't see what this was on the map. It's missiles, that's fine, because we do need some. So I'll grab those. And then this is an unskippable cutscene, so we kind of gotta wait. If you look at the bottom, you see these bubbles floating to the left. That's actually Crocmire's body floating over here. You have to have that trigger so that this wall can get broken. In fact, if you enter this area from the left, unlike a lot of bosses that exist in this game, you cannot fight Croc from the left. It is impossible. You have to come from the other side. So if you ever run into this area, you gotta back up. All right, save. This is a particularly dangerous little trek. So the save being right here is really heaven sent. All right, so we're gonna go. Oops, sorry. Got again. There we go. All right. Gonna wait for this bomb, or wait for this pirate before I bomb, and then now that may have, you know, pretty much seemed simple, but that can really be an issue. It can really be a problem if you are not careful. All right, we're gonna check elevator. I didn't look at the map before we came in here. Well, we're going back down because that area requires, again, gravity. It's kind of wild how far we've gotten into this without finding gravity, but it was a good little travel through this room. All right, item is here. It's missiles. We have wave beam, so we can get through that. This is climb. Cool. Let's see what we got to the left here. We've got door. There's a lot of doors to check up here, so I kind of want to do that first. Here we need one power bomb. Let's go ahead and drop that. All right. Looking at map structure. I'm gonna check the. Actually, you know what? No, we can check this. This is fine. This isn't too out of the way, no matter what it is. We got spring balls, so we are free to check. Save. Nice. Glad we decided to stop by. And okay, so these are connected rooms. This is going to be where normally we'd find screw attack, and instead we found an E-tank. Acceptable. Whatever this room is, it's a singular room. We are hoping that means it's an item room. Actually, I was about to say it could have been a replenishing, or it could have been something that went down instead of just being a solo room. So I wasn't necessarily correct there, but to the left. All right, we do have another guaranteed item here. At this point, I'm caring less about gravity and now more about finding Mother Brain, because I kind of have the things necessary to finish the game. So my whole thought process is kind of shifting now to find the queen. All right. If we're lucky, this drops down. This does not drop down. We are not lucky. What's even worse about that is that obviously the room to the right does. It is not water, so don't have to necessarily freak out about that. We might be okay. Might be okay. Don't have gravity. I was about to try to speed run through this room, but I would have needed gravity to do what I was thinking. Hold on to this platform here. And give me something good. Give me something good. This is not something bad. It's in fact the pathway to map. Need this to be an active map. It is. And there's no Mother Brain here. There's no Mother Brain. There's no progression items here. This would lead back to Meridia, actually, interestingly enough. So Mother Brain has to be in Norfair. Norfair, well, could be Wreck Ship. Could be Wreck Ship. I cannot say that it's not Wreck Ship, but it's either Wreck Ship or Norfair. Either way, we're out of here. At this point, my only interest is finding Mother Brain. Now, it is possible, right? If I think about this, so they offered me Wreck Ship before they offered me Norfair, which means gravity has a really good chance of being in Wreck Ship. If I could get to Mother Brain without gravity, then I would rather do that rather than having to try to go through Wreck Ship in the first place. But we'll see. We'll see what happens on our arrival. It's my fault. All right. So let's make a executive decision. Once we get to Meridia, we're entering from the left. So here, Norfair is going to be closest. So I'm going to make the executive decision to do Norfair first. And then if it just becomes clear that no, we absolutely require gravity, then we can go grab it in Wreck Ship. But really like for this to just be a touch and go situation, like get to Norfair and immediately we just find Mother Brain. Oh. Oh. Okay. No, this isn't panic mode. Is it panic mode? It might be panic mode. Hold on. All right, let's look at some things. Okay, so my primary concern right now, that is Dragon. I don't need to do that at all. In fact, I need to avoid that at all costs. All of that is sandfall area that I don't want to be in. Okay, so I was determining whether or not we're in panic mode. All of this room is clearly water, but because I have ice, I might still be able to travel. I don't know. I don't know if I can use this crab as a walkway or not. So let's freeze you. Right? And if I'm here, I can't reach you from up there. All right, so now my only hope is that I could basically do a high jump, maintaining altitude. I need to get all the way across this room and do a wall, not even a wall jump. I need to be able to, oh, this is gonna be rough. Okay, hold on. Oh, horses. Oh, wait. Ideas in my head. Okay. All right. Run. Oh, too early. Okay, so you can get speed. I wonder if I could short charge in the other room. All right, so now we're gonna have to break sequence a little bit, and I know we're breaking sequence because I realize now we are well outside of what they were expecting. I need to be able to speed boost from here. I don't even know if this is enough space, to be honest. 1, 2. Yes, you can. Okay. So now, can we survive? Yo, let's go. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Oh, brilliant. Now we just got to make it up here, which I'm pretty sure I can use this trick. Maybe, possibly. Oh, you know what? I can jump on top of you, though. That'll work. Success. All right. We almost got stuck. Not gonna hold you, but we're good. That is why you need to know all the tricks in this game. All right, now I got to decide, do I want to go into the first entrance or the second? I'm gonna take the second only because it's closer to the other area that I might need to go into. So let's get up here. Game. Hold on. I'm not sure why we are not making. There we go. All right, so north there. Here we come, and cross our fingers that we find. First to say, oh, this is brilliant. Actually, love finding this room because there's 3 guaranteed items and multiple doors. This is like the best possible place that we could have come into, and now I understand where the other entrance would lead. So this is a missile. See that? I'm also gonna check this room, which I can already see is map room. This allows us to very quickly peek from other brain and abort ship. If not, there's Mother Brain right there. That room with the 4 X's. Perfect. Oh, and there's so little gravity to have to worry about. This is, quite frankly, the best case scenario. This is the best thing that could have happened to us. All right, so I am going to take a route of going above. Actually, I'm going to check down here first. There's a 50-50 chance that these are super missiles, and in my current scenario, I'm going to really want those other super missiles. So these are power bombs. Unfortunate. I guess I should just go ahead and grab these bombs while I'm here. There's literally no reason not to do that. All right, so now we're gonna go all the way at the top of, sorry, we're gonna go all the way at the top of this map. There, it's gonna lead us to a pathway that's gonna go to the right. There's at least one progression item there, and you know, if it's gravity, I kind of just chuckle because there's no way this should have been, you know, that difficult to begin with. But you know, this, if nothing else, I hope shows that I have the ability to navigate the unexpected because that was very much unexpected. All right, what I also just learned is the path I was gonna take is not what I can take. Real quick, I'll show you what I was talking about earlier about Mother Brain's glass. This is the back end of Mother Brain. You cannot start the fight there if the glass is not already broken. We need to find the front half of the room and get over there, which is where we're about to go right now. I'm looking at the room. That's Golden Teresa. I don't want to deal with that enchant dying here. So instead, yeah, I'm gonna take this pathway. We're gonna go, there's at least one item here. Whatever it is, I can at least rest easy knowing it is not X-ray. It's gonna be something like, oh, it's high jump. Okay. May not fall into this water because that would have also been very much a disaster. All right, we got the save point. Great. Now we can go around and we can fight Mother Brain from the front door. I think what I'm going to do is kind of the technique I was talking about earlier, which is start the fight or break the glass from the front, then go and start the fight from the other end. That's going to allow me to replenish my health. I have just enough. I have the 6 tanks, so I need as easy a pathway into this as possible, not having gravity to supplant those 3 hits. Plus also pretty much there's no way. Wow. Well, there you go. That again shows you how the seed operates. Man, I would not have expected that at all. That was the last thing I was expecting. Okay, well, that being stated, now we can fight. Oh wait, hold on. I just looked at the structure. I do have to fight Golden Teresa. No, I don't. No, I don't. We can go back and take that second door, that missile door that I skipped over. That's so funny that they actually expected you to be able to do that. Like, you know, clearly it's not out of my wheelhouse, but for the difficulty level that I selected for the seed, I would not have expected that trick to be the one. And it's entirely possible that there's a whole other way that you could get around to get to this area, but man, that is shocking. All right, here I'm going to do a trick called the gate glitch. 2 reasons. One, I don't feel like going back around. The other reason is these things, as soon as they come back over here, pretty much guaranteed to give you super missiles. And that is the one item that I need. All right, let's get up here. Let's get these regular missiles. What a seed. Oil the seed. All right, well, this should be coming up close to wrapping things up. So, you know, I'll just kind of use this moment, because you can't skip this, to say, I really hope that y'all were entertained by this. I hope that you will consider allowing me to showcase this game for GDQ Juneteenth. I think this would be perfect, especially with the, you know, call to action for not just games that go fast, but also games that are played in a variety of kind of off-kilter ways. And I think randomizers are a great way to showcase, especially for retro games, right? Where people maybe have seen, you know, kind of how the game would normally go at a consistent clip. It's nice to kind of see it in an unexpected way. Thinking about whether or not I want to grab those missiles real quick from GT, but I'm not. We're going to do exactly what I said. So we're gonna go screw attack here. We're gonna shoot that. We're gonna take damage here, flip. That allows us to skip past that Zebetite. And the way the game is programmed, if you skip past that one, then the rest never load in. Kind of not a programmer oversight, but due to the limitations of the Super Nintendo, they try to load in as little as possible, and that just allows us to skip over that. All right, there we go. All right, let's get this done. Mother Brain is dead. We take a little extra energy just to make this go by faster. Flashing light warning, probably for that, but also during this escape sequence, there's a lot of like things that are exploding and on fire, and yeah, that, you know, may be something that we put up for a flashlight warning here. All right, so now we have to plan our escape. So we have to look at the map and see how to get out of here. So to Meridia, we would be coming through the left. We need to then find the easiest way to Criteria. So from here, we go up. We would go through this pathway all the way to the left. We'd end up in Brinstar. Then we would go up and take the elevator to Criteria, and from Criteria, we go home. So, starting with our current location, sorry, I did not mean to close the map. We're gonna go up from where we are, basically, and to the left, straight to Meridia. So let's take that first. Now that we are in Meridia, we again reaffirm. We want to go to Brinstar. Actually, we go to Brinstar. All right, so we're gonna go. Oh, I hate that doesn't connect. Now that we have gravity suit, though, traveling is not an issue. So we're gonna go down and to the left. It's even entirely possible that wrecked ship might have had a connection that was quicker. You know what? Hold on. Would it be though? Because Criteria. Brinstar, yeah, you know what? Wreck Ship does offer an exit. We probably should take that, right? Straight to Brinstar? I don't know that one is the actual exit. You know what? No, let's just go the way we know. Let's just go the way we know. That might add like an additional 3 minutes, and we actually only have 2 minutes to escape. So let's just go. So here we will be taking a little trip up. to the right, so as far up as possible. Alright, we are in Brinstar. From here, we literally are just traveling up. Also, let me apologize ahead of time. This being a GDQ staple, I understand that there are going to be calls for saving the animals, and I'm going to tell you, aside from potentially finding Bomb Terizo, which is the necessary step for saving the animals may not get saved. They may not be saved in my run. Please don't reject my run because I can't save the animals. All right, I apologize ahead of time, and I would like credit for that. All right, we're gonna go here. We're going to open this door, and then from here should be a relatively straightforward shot. I don't remember exactly, but I do know we're going up, and we are going. I wish we could have gone to the left, but close. We go up here. Actually, we take this door right here. Go across all of this. Get up out of here. And to whoever is reviewing this again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you. This is going to be the run. 1 hour, 24 minutes. Just about right exactly where I would want it to be. Again, thank you for your consideration. If you want to see anything else, you can obviously see me at twitch.tv/thepresidentnoir. But yeah, this is my run, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.